Hello, hello. So it's June 19th, 2025. Luckily, Justin, he didn't post anything today. He didn't post any like messed up videos. Holy smokes. I'm going for my daily walk once again because people ain't ish and it's good to keep your sanity. Anyway, so yeah, this whole Justin thing, I hope he learns his lesson, not to hold on to the past so much and not to hold on to so much hatred, especially during these times. I mean, if Justin actually had a brain and if he actually had a conscience to actually reflect on the past and actually see which type of black people actually helped him in this lifetime. You know what I mean? They helped him get a lot of wealth. So, he should have some gratitude and not try and like backstab and betray black people behind their back for the things that they did for them. You know what I mean? Even if it was a bad sacrifice, you should still have gratitude. I feel like Justin in this life, I mean, if he actually, if Justin actually had, appreciated things that was done for him, it wouldn't even, things wouldn't, he would have drawn these type of conclusions. In the end of the story, he still hates black people. That's crazy, eh? That's so crazy. That's when you know he's like a solid demon. You know what I mean? I just feel like he's not even logical at this point. You cannot be running to black people expecting black people to save you and then you hate their stinking guts and then wish they weren't ever born. That doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? And then like he's just looking for somebody to place the blame on. That's what he did. He tried to put the blame on a stranger. I mean, that's crazy, man. She did it. Justin, you don't even know those people. How can you place blame on a stranger? Someone you never even encountered ever in your life. You know what I mean? Anyway, I'm tired of talking about this, but I still have to talk about it because it's still relevant. Until Justin comes to terms that he was never a part of my ancestry and he never actually had a black Jewish timeline. He needs to come to that realization. He didn't come from my ancestry. So when he comes to terms to realize that, how disrespectful it is to try and like screw around with history and mess around with the Bible and play around with very important people and then have this expectation in the end as if like, oh, give me my respects. Nah. I'm not going to stop being me just because Justin wanted to sacrifice me. I'm not going to stop being myself. Anyway. Oh God, today we had like meatloaf. We had like French onion mashed potatoes. It was so yummy. It was so delicious. I kind of regret eating it. It was so good, but I regret eating it because it was a heavy meal, That's why I come out here. And I go for walks. I'm gonna burn off some of these calories. Yeah, but, my experience today, from what I witnessed, what I've encountered around some people are just generally rude for no apparent reason. You know what I mean? I just like Justin Bieber, like, I think it's inappropriate having to be close to certain people, because of your circumstance, and then have people around you trying to understand you and stuff. I find that disrespectful, especially with people themselves who barely even know themselves. I find that highly disrespectful. Work on yourself first. You know what I mean? Like this chick here, she's like taking some like social worker course or something, and now she's walking around trying to be everyone else's counselor. Like it's such a turnoff. You know what I mean? And now she's like, I feel like she's picking up on it. Like people they don't really want those type of people trying to like tell them what to do and stuff like that. You know, she's in a learning phase. She didn't get her certificate yet. She's not actually qualified to like teach or tell anyone anything. You know, so like that's what's starting a whole bunch of beef and drama and stuff. And it's still it runs in alignment with this message with I'm trying to relate to Justin Bieber. You know what I mean? You're not qualified to be speaking certain things on social media. Not everything that you were saying, majority of everything that you were talking about was gossip. Yes, you were gossiping about me. But for you to have this expectation as if like people should actually acknowledge what you're saying, I don't find that acceptable. Oh God, I'm tired today, but I'm gonna keep walking. Yeah, I don't find that acceptable. I don't think God does either. Yeah, man. So everything's just a lesson learned, right? But when it comes to records and certain, like when it comes to like ancestral records, and when it comes to historical timelines dealing with the ancestry of Black Jews, like Justin, you can't claim that for yourself. You just can't. God already knows who he is. You can't walk around trying to rewrite history. You can't do that. You either came from a certain bloodline or you didn't. All that gray that you were trying to inject into a whole bunch of bullshit timelines, Justin, all that can get wiped out. All that gray crap that you're trying to carry. Like, people understand. People understand its origins, because I feel like majority of this, it was all reflected off of the welfare system. From like, I would say starting from the 1970s, the government welfare system where everybody was just poor, everyone was trying to survive, I think this is where it started. So there was a time when